A citizen developer knows a lot about their business, but might be completely new to application development. And that's why in this course, I would like to introduce you to app development with BuddyBlocks. So let's get started. First off, we're going to do one thing, and that is look at how to start with your own applications in BuddyBlocks. BuddyBlocks or your colleagues might have prepared some nice application templates for you. An application template is, well, as it says, a template of an application that is almost immediately ready to use. The only thing we have to do is select the app template, set the configurations where configurations are needed, and you can dive into using your own app from the get-go. So to start off, we are going to My BuddyBlocks or ask a colleague of yours to set up this application for you in My BuddyBlocks. This can be done via the Create Application button. And then we're going to look at the application templates that are ready to use for us. In this video, I'm going to use the ideation template. I'm going to go with my mouse to the ideation template, select use, and fill in a name for my application. In this case, I'm going to call it Odin's ideation. And I'm going to say create application. And now we wait till the application creation is done. Sometimes it might take a little while because depending on how big the app template is, well, BuddyBlocks still needs to configure this and prepare the applications for you in the background. So I'll be back with you once the application has been generated. So once the application development is done, we can click or hover over the tile and press open to open up our application. And this is where we dive into the BuddyBlocks platform. Well, let me quickly explain to you what we have in front of us and what we can use to, well, get started with our ideation application. First off, you will see the pages segment that we have over here on the left-hand side. Well, the entire side, what you see is the builder bar, and within this builder bar you see all these segments. So let's get started with that. We have the builder bar with the pages segment, the data model segment, the actions segment, and the block store. These are the most important features for us right now. The pages segment is where we will be looking at the pages of our front end. An application exists out of multiple pages, and look at the applications or the websites around you. The home page that you see in front of you, it's a page. Every other page or every other account page that you go to is a page. And well, here in BuddyBlocks, we define and create our pages by using the pages functionality. The second segment is the data model segment. In here, we define the structure for our data model. Luckily, when we use app templates or when an app template is being configured for us, the data structure is completely set up for you. So we don't have to deal with data structure. And the same goes for actions. Actions are little machines that make data talk to each other, or that makes data talk to your pages. We do not have to deal with actions either. And the block store is a store that allows us to, well, get things like pages or other items from the block store. They might have been configured by my colleagues here at BuddyBlocks, or they might have been configured by your colleagues at the company you work at. The block store allows us to share cool things that we've developed to our friends and other developers. So when you open up your application, you start in your dashboard, and on the left-hand side, you see the builder bar, as I explained. In the middle, you see other options, such as discovering Buddy by starting a tour, promoting your application to production. Leave that for a later bit. Right now, we're just going to start off with our own application. And we also have some nice tiles to dive into learning paths, documentation, check the product changes, or look at our community. All of these tiles are definitely worth a look. So after the courses, have a look at the different tiles and what they all do, what's behind them. Check out the learning paths, the community, to ask some questions if you run into something. And, well, dive into further application development. For now, to get started with an app template, very often you need to set up some configurations. Our app templates are delivered to you via a README, and you can reach that README by clicking on the Pages icon to the left-hand side and clicking on the README tile. So this opens up the page builder and gives you a little bit of an explanation what you need to have before you can actually start using this application. So it says something, welcome to your new application, a little bit of an explanation about setting up a configuration, and a little bit of the explanation about the roles within your application. Give it some time, read through this, and well, as it gives us the first tip, before we can use this application template, we need to set a configuration. Well, we can do that by going to our Tools segment, and that's in the left bottom of the builder bar, and go to the Configurations segment within the Tools. So click on Configurations, and here you see App ID. It's asking us for our App ID because the application template is also provided with a nice login functionality, meaning that whenever someone wants to check their ideas or your application, they do need to create an account with login credentials first. But the App ID would like to know the name of your application, and we can find that by looking at the name that we gave our application. You can either find that in the URL. In this case, my application is called Odin's Ideation. So I'm going to put that in the value field, or just type in what you've just named the application. If you really aren't sure what the name of your application is, I'm going to press save for now, filled in the value. You can also go to your dashboard, and up here you can find the name of your application. So My Betty Blocks and then the name of your application. In this case, again, Odin's Ideation, but in your case, it will likely be called something different. So we have the configuration done. Luckily, it's only one single thing that we need to do before we can get started with this application. And to actually have a look and use our ideation application, we have all these pages. These are the different pages that our application uses. So let's just click on the dashboard page and let's see what that is. Well, at first it might look like a lot because this is what Betty Blocks or maybe a co-worker of yours, a development colleague, has prepared for you within this app template package. Luckily, our only job is to configure some small things and actually use the front end of this application. And we can do that by pressing the play button in the top left corner. This play button basically plays our application for us. So press the play button and another tab will open up for you. Maybe every now and then you need to press a second time. That is because if you are working with an ad blocker, for example, they might block a pop-up. And in this case, a new page pops up. So do give it a little time every now and then. Maybe you will have to press twice. Is what happens. So we have our application with the login functionality. Well, we don't have a login yet, so we're going to register a new account. This has all been created for us just by simply selecting this application template. Fill in your login credentials, your first name, your last name, a nice little password, and we're not going to check in that we're citizen developers just yet because we want to see the full potential of this application. I'm going to say create an account, and the account has been created. Now it's our turn to log in. So fill in your email address, the password. Then, because we are also working with data, also log in with the login credentials you have for Betty Blocks. So sometimes it might ask for your Betty Blocks login credentials, sometimes it doesn't. That's because we're working with cookies and a lot of abracadabra. Just make sure that you log in with the credentials that are being asked. And don't worry, the Betty Blocks credentials will just stay with the Betty Blocks side of things. And this is where our application opens up. So right now it doesn't look like a lot, or it might already look like a lot because this is our application, but this is where we can start collecting ideas from ourselves, from our colleagues, from our friends, depends on who you invite to use your application, and start gathering new ideas for the future. So in this case, I open up this application. You have your home page, and here, once you start collecting new sparks, new ideas, you will see all these pages fill up. So let's just add a new spark to get a bit more of an idea what you will see in the application. My first idea. Let's update the application with some more colors. Targets, design, contributions, colors, tags. Tags is for people that they can search on tags, they can search on contributions or targets. Tags, colors, more ideas, stuff like that. So, and let's quickly add. There we go. I got a nice emoji. There we go. An emoji image. And we can post this idea. And there you go. My first ID. And as you see, it already fills up this homepage a little more. And just imagine once you get all your friends and colleagues in here, popping these ideas in, this application will get fuller and fuller with the minute. You can also update your own account by using the My Account button. And in here, you can set a nice little profile picture for yourself. You can change some of the other data. And if you go back home, you can also see that, once we start voting for certain items, such as using the upvote and the downvote, you can even say receive notifications, meaning that when someone comments on your post, you will receive an email about the post. And as I said, you can also comment. That's a really cool idea. Add comment. Now commented to my own post. Hopefully next time someone else will comment to my post. But this is the configuration of your app template, and you can already immediately use this app template. So select an app template or follow along like me and select the ideation template and start using your own apps. But if you also feel, just like I do right now, that this app could use a little bit more color and maybe, my own logo in the top left, let's, implement that together with me in the next video.